Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I humbly apologise about the microphone. It was turned off, so I'm going to have to do this one voiceover style. Now I don't really like doing voiceovers, but I'm just going to crack on from here as I've been working on the engine all day and the microphone had been turned on as well, so it just ran out of battery. So today's going to be all about removing and replacing the pumps. So we're going to replace the high pressure fuel pump, the low pressure fuel pump and the brake booster pump. Now these are all three of the main components on the front other than the water pump. So we'll start off by changing the brake booster pump. So it's the three bolts that hold it on, one at the top, one on the left and one at the bottom right as well. Now with a little bit of persuasion it just pops right out. Now you can see that there's only one way this can go in and out, and that is by slotting in that piece sticking out. Now, next up is the low pressure fuel pump. This is very simple. Once the brake booster's out of the way, you've just got two bolts that hold it in and it removes in exactly the same fashion. Now with a little bit of wiggling, it comes straight out just like the brake booster did. Now you can see here I've got the old one and our new one, which is going to be going in. Now the reinstallation is identical as taking it out. I just wiped out the holes a little bit, put a small bit of oil around the new O-rings and slipped them in. Now they'll only go in the correct way, obviously, as that centerpiece has to lock in with the piece inside the engine, and if it doesn't, it won't sit flush. You can see they just pop back in very easily, a little bit of thread locker on the bolts and tightened up gently, not too tight at all. And now we're heading on to the high pressure fuel pump, which is exactly the same procedure. And this has three bolts, one at the bottom, one on the left and one on the right. And once they're out, you can just wiggle the whole high pressure fuel pump off. Okay, so you can probably see the dirt behind here, which is really built up. So that's going to get a nice soaking now, and I'm going to make sure I clean that off really nicely, because I'm not going to have this chance often. So I'm going to make sure I cover the hole, and I'm just going to give this a really nice clean up. Okay, so here is our new, well, refurbished, so basically new, high pressure fuel pump. Now this is a Bosch part, and it's basically just like I've sent mine away and they've refurbished it and they're selling it on. So this is someone else's, but it has been brought back to life, and it's now going on my car. So everything in all the internals, all the new seals and everything should be in here perfect. Now you can see here on the back we've got a smaller piece. Now what happens is, off your old one you will need this. It's almost like a spacer shim. Basically that just sits on there like so. You see it just slots over, and that ensures that it fits properly inside the gap here. And now since this is a new part, I'm just going to use a tiny bit of engine oil on my finger just to grease up that O-ring, just to give it a little bit of a better chance at seating nicely in here. Wiggle that, and that is now in, which is nice. Line up the holes, and now these bolts are going to go back in with a little bit of thread locker. Now of course I'm really trying hard not to scratch this new component, because I want this engine looking immaculate for some photos before it goes into the car. So the next job is the water pump, and that's the only thing that's really holding it back on its clean looks. Of course I'll need to clean up all of this section, but the actual parts, once the water pump is on, this thing's going to look mint. Here we are. Lovely. Now that is how you install the high pressure fuel pump. Now hopefully you guys have learned something or just enjoyed watching. I mean, this isn't really a tutorial because I'm learning as I go as well, but I hope you did. Is that dirt on my face? I think it could be. That is a sign of hard work. Now I'm very happy with how it's coming along. Next video is going to be water pump, and that's going to be really exciting because that's going to transform the look of this thing. So thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.